Hello again everyone, and welcome to my part 3 of my first impression of Elite Dangerous Odyssey. So I want to address the first thing that I mentioned in my previous video, talking about the performance issues I was having in terms of keeping up a high frame rate. It turns out trying to run this game in 4K is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So naturally, I have had to turn down the settings. So I'm running this in 1440p, which you can tell if you look at the top left hand corner of the screen. You can quite clearly see the VRAM that's being used. It's the second one down, and that's in a resolution that isn't my native one. So I'm chalking it up that this game is quite difficult to run. So all I've done here is I've picked one of the conflict sites, and it's pretty straightforward. You run in, you pick the faction that you want to side with, like you would do if you're in one of the space conflicts. Go in, you capture the different objectives that are around the facility, kind of like a domination mode from Call of Duty. You know, you've got Alpha down to Foxtrot. They pop up differently here and there, that kind of thing, and you go and grab them. The thing that I like about so far about the way that this is all set up is, for example, that you have like little energy stations darted around the area. That was one there you just saw, and you've got ammo boxes as well. So if you get stuck for energy, which is there at the bottom left of your screen in yellow, you can fill up with one of them with using your tool, which is number 3 on the keyboard. And the point of that is obviously is that once you run down, you start using your oxygen, which is below that as well. So that's something to keep in mind when you're running around. And the guns as well. The guns I find are quite fun. Very simple, very basic, but again I wasn't expecting very much either from this, just purely because I think this may be the first time Frontier have ever done anything that's a first-person mode. But again, it doesn't need to be overtly difficult or complicated to use or, you know, challenging. You know, it's meant to be just an addition to the rest of the game. You know, so it's not going to be anything fancy, I wouldn't have thought anyway. What I also like is that it's the same as the Starship gameplay. You know, you use your energy-based weapons to drop the shields, and then you've got your kinetic weapons as well to take down the health. And it pretty much works exactly the same. You can still use your energy weapons to shoot the hull of a ship, but it's not going to do as much damage as the kinetic does, so you don't really have to think about it too much. Again, the shields, if you look there at the bottom left, you saw it probably just charging. So the shield again is the same as it is in the ship. It's the blue circles around your green hull, or in this case your health. And again, pretty straightforward. I like the UI overall as well. It's all fleshed out, I think, quite nicely. You've got your compass at your top, you've got the objective at the top and whether or not you're winning or losing. And then of course when you're capturing, like I am here right now, you can clearly see it going up percentage wise. You've got the capture points at the top right that show you that are active and available. Of course, looking at that, you can only have 3 at a time. This is the bit that I liked as well, because I wasn't expecting this. So you can change your loadout if you need to or want to. What I like is that the feel of this, when you're coming back down to be dropped off, I've very much got the Edge of Tomorrow vibes from it, and I really like that. I thought that was quite good, and it's interesting to me that you'll get dropped in like this, but then unfortunately, when I'm doing like an actual dedicated mission, I died. Now that's probably because I think the mission was too difficult. It did have like a red skull on it. We're sort of denoting, I think, if I remember rightly, that it's too difficult for you to do by yourself, or just to do with your competency level. So I died in outright, but with this you get to spawn back in, which I thought was quite good. I've never done a conflict zone in space, so I don't know if it works the same way. I assume it works the same as if you just went to an asteroid field and got yourself killed. You know, you end up having to rebuy your ship again and you spawn into the closest station. Then you go back at it again. But I like that this is just a spawn you straight back in, sorted, you carry on doing the fight, you try and win it basically. So the one thing as well that I forgot to mention, which you can see right here, is that you can collect medkits as well, because you've got consumables. So you've got different grenades, you've got your normal damage grenade, you've got your disruption grenade, you've got energy cells as well, for like I mentioned before, that yellow bar at the bottom, in case you're not near any station. You know, you could be just out exploring, yeah, that you need to use the energy cells because you might not be close enough to your ship or your SRV. Again, it's a nice little things that they've thought about for people that want to go out and do that kind of thing, which I'll definitely be doing myself. Then you've also got, like I said, the medkits. Again, I'd imagine with the suits, you can upgrade them. So I'd imagine that which each suit has different carrying capacity and you'll be able to upgrade that and that kind of thing. Be nice to see how well they upgrade and if there are any negative effects with that. Or if it is just literally, it's just pure improvement. Because like with the ships, you put more energy weapons on or things that require a lot of energy, you know, you use more power plant, don't you? So does some of this stuff going to use more energy over time, or is it just the energy's constant? The plus is, like I said, you can probably carry more energy cells, which means you can stay outside your SRV or ship for longer. Probably what it's going to be the case of, but yeah, overall, I would say that I'm pretty happy with this. It's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed playing it, and I'm very much obviously looking forward to playing more of this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well, and I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.